You want masculine fragrances, I got you. Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. Easiest thing on earth could just be loading this down with aromatic fougères, barbershop fragrances. Dracar Noir, just 15 times. Which really, that's all you need, and that stuff's like $10.
You just wanted to make fun of me.
But no, we're not doing that. I've got a bunch of different vibes here. Some stuff you could use spring, summer, some fall, winter, and all of these would be considered very masculine, modern fragrances. Stuff like Sauvage Elixir, for example, which is probably the easiest one that I picked from all of these to be a modern masculine masterpiece. It is extremely popular. It is extremely pricey. So there is that. But this stuff packs a punch. You do a couple sprays of this, they're gonna smell you coming. You do 8 sprays, they're gonna fall before you get there. And by that I mean pass out, because like I said, it packs a punch. It's very woody, spicy, with kind of a throwback vibe to it. So it does have kind of a, an old school masculine scent profile made modern. It's more of a fall winter time beast, though I have smelled people wearing this at the beach in the middle of summer, which it's a choice. It's not one I would have made, but it still sticks with me to this day. So obviously it was making an impression. So the first fragrance you should probably smell if you're looking for a modern day masculine fragrance that doesn't lean too hard into the sweet side of things is this right here. You could also roll with this Boss Bottled Elixir. Essentially we're starting this off with just elixir fragrances, which there are so many of those out there. You could just have 35 different elixirs and that could be your entire collection at this point. Now Boss Bottled Elixir does have some similarities with Sauvage Elixir over here. So much so that if you like this, you'll probably like that and vice versa. But where this is a Hugo Boss, it's cheaper. So that's already better. This one is incensey, spicy, and woodsy with a little bit of an ambery sort of sweetness as it dries down, but again, not overly sweet. Performance, once again, fantastic. It projects, it lasts forever. Gonna be more of a fall winter time fragrance, maybe early spring. You could also use it during the evenings in spring as well. The atomizer kind of sucks, but outside of that, this stuff, amazing. Now, not everything has to be just crazy, woody, spicy, powerful in order to be a masculine fragrance. For example, you could roll with this right here, XX Artisan by Barbados. And this one, even though it looks pretty fancy, so if you didn't know anything about fragrances at all, you would see this and think it's probably pretty expensive. Maybe you'd even see it side by side with something like this and think, well, that's probably twice as much, but it's not. At discounters, this stuff, really affordable. Now this is a vetiver forward fragrance with a bit of fresh spice, black pepper, also has bitter orange off the top, and it's actually gonna remind you of a Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. It's not crazy powerful, so it doesn't share that with these two over here, but what that does is it makes this very easily worn in office situations. So to work, casually, even more formal situations. You can adjust the sprays up or down depending on where you're going, what you're doing, and how much you want it to project. And it's safe to wear spring, summer, or fall. So if you want Tom Ford Gray Vetiver vibes, but you don't want to spend that money, you can get that right there. Now a fragrance that is newer, that opens up strong with a big blast of minerality and dries down to a really nice boozy whiskey note. It is this one from Azzaro, Forever Wanted Absolute. Now, as I said, it opens up with some minerality. You gotta be aware of that because the opening here can be a little bit weird for some people. So, if you spray this on immediately and go shove a tester strip or your arm or something up somebody's nose and you're like, smell this, you probably won't get the greatest reaction. But as it dries down, it is awesome. Really magnetic, attention grabbing, perfect for an evening out. And really, what's more manly than whiskey? I mean, you could probably say a lot of things are probably more manly than whiskey, but in this circumstance, nothing is more manly than whiskey, so very masculine. Now let's roll with something that's a little easier to wear, something that you can rock all year round. It is Luna Rossa Carbon by Prada. So this is gonna smell similar to Sauvage, but not Sauvage Elixir, more similar to Sauvage Eau de Toilette, the OG Sauvage. The difference is Luna Rossa Carbon is smoother, a little bit more elegant, a little more refined, less aggressively metallic and spicy and in your face compared to the original Sauvage. But just like the original Sauvage, it has that compliment factor baked in. People love the way this stuff smells. There's also a newer Luna Rossa Carbon, the Eau de Parfum, but if you're looking for the one that smells closer to Sauvage, it's gonna be this one. The Eau de Parfum actually doesn't really smell close to this at all. It's more licorice forward and actually has more in common in terms of scent profile to the new Le Male in Blue. Go figure. Now, of course, Aventus. You can wear that anywhere, but it is expensive. Absolute Aventus, same deal, even more expensive. And with Aventus and Absolute Aventus, there are literally about 1 million fragrances out there you could go for that's gonna get you smelling similar to that. One of the better ones though is this Club de Nuit Pursuit 1 by Armaf, which this smells most similar to Absolute Aventus by Creed. The only thing I don't really like about the bottle is, maybe you can see it, it wobbles. It does not have a firm base, you know, it's not doing a sumo stance correctly, and it kind of just wants to fall over constantly. Outside of that though, you get a fragrance that will last forever, project extremely well, it will get you noticed, and it smells extremely similar to Absolute Aventus at a much lower price point. Let's keep it classy. This next one, Gentleman's Society Ombre. So this one right here has a really nice, robust note breakdown. I like to say that, robust note breakdowns. Much better than the typical 3-note note breakdown that you find nowadays. That stuff sucks. So with this one, you've got tobacco, you have vanilla, you have iris, narcissus, Peru balsam, multiple woods, bit of nutmeg as well. It smells to me like the best Gentleman's Society that you can get. Better than the original, better than sport, better than extreme. It does have kind of a smooth creaminess from that iris narcissus combination, the florals that are there through the mid, and then a nice warmth and sweetness that kind of leads it into the dry down, just very wearable, but it does smell more elegant than most everything else up here. Do you see this thing? It keeps trying to fall. Stop. Now the next scent I'm going to share with you guys, you can wear whenever you want. Hyper masculine, but in a very modern way. I feel like I'm pointing like one of the Sopranos. Before I share that fragrance with you though, codes. For FragFlex, there's a 10% off code you can use every single time that you shop on FragFlex. Also have codes you can use for JOMASHOP to save money there, but they only work within the JOMASHOP app. Then also have codes for Fragrance Lord, for Gift Express, for Perfume Box, Beauty House, and more. So anytime you shop at those stores, use those codes, save yourself some cash. The next scent, Dior Homme 2020. Now like I said, you can wear this year round. It's very modern, but in a way that's not as throwbackish. So basically it's stripped back woods, kind of a cedary scent profile, but done in a fresher way. You have a peppery spiciness when you first spray it on, a clean citrus as well. And I think this stuff walks that line perfectly between being on the fresher, slightly more casual side, and then the more put together buttoned up side. It kind of does both of them at the same time. Now, if you like this scent profile, but you want it even fresher, Dior Homme Sport. You can go with that one. You're gonna get more citrus. You're gonna get less aggressive spice. Even though it's not heavily spiced, it has a nice fresh spiciness off the top. Dior Homme Sport kind of smooths that out. So you can go with this one or that one. Either way, you're set. Now the next one, an absolute classic for me. It's Yves Saint Laurent M7 Oud Absolu, which you can find this at discounters, roughly 70 to 80 bucks or so. So it's not crazy, crazy expensive. Now, if you do like the scent profile, but you want it even cheaper, you can go with something like this, which, yeah, it looks familiar, doesn't it? Oh wait, I gotta do the cap right. There we go, yeah. Absolute Oud Magnificent 7. Ah, M7 Magnificent 7. So this is Fragrance World, about 20 bucks or so is what you'll pay for this one. And M7 Oud Absolu is essentially supposed to be a re-release of this, just M7, which really helped define the designer oud realm years and years before it actually took off in a huge way where every single brand had to have their own oud release. Whew. Awesome. So the M7 is gonna have a little bit of that throwback feel to it, of course. You have citrus, resins, patchouli, and oud. And you may think, oh, if this is one of the early oud fragrances, it's probably funky, dirty, animalic, whatever. It's really not. It has a nice dark woody aspect to it, but it doesn't have that funk aspect really. Love the scent, love this one, love that one. Definitely love this one. The only issue with this, pricey, really pricey. So it's basically like most expensive, moderately expensive, cheap. Now another fragrance with oud that I think is amazing is this one, Brioni Intense. But again, this is not like funky animalic oud. In fact, when you first spray it on, it has a big blast of fruit. And I love the opening of this. I think it smells insanely good. So it's tangerine, bergamot, and apple. You also have saffron in there as well, which helps give a little bit of an almost sugary edge when you first spray it on. Also have a little vanilla in there. The performance is great. The longevity, fantastic. The projection, good, but not quite as good as the longevity. And this one hits just right for fall, winter evenings especially, because you get this kind of This mix of that opening, that sweet fruit, and then as it dries down, that oud, which here is more elegant, more classy. And it's definitely gonna set you apart because realistically, not too many people out there are rocking this, even though they should be. And also the cap is magnetic. I love a magnetic cap, so we got one here too as well. Gotta shout this one out also. Those it? Oh no, there's one more. Oh, yeah. Now I have a couple of Le Parfum fragrances, so I'm gonna bring those out at the same time. Why Le Parfum and Scandal Le Parfum. So both of these have sweet aspects to them, but they're not completely defined by that sweetness that they have. So why Le Parfum? This is the new version of the fragrance, because of course the original Why Le Parfum came in the all blacked out bottle, which is unfortunately discontinued. Mega unfortunately, because Why Le Parfum, the original, was awesome. It was a lot of people's favorite Why of the entire lineup, but you know, what can you do? So just by the sheer fact that this is the replacement for that original Why Le Parfum means a lot of people are not gonna give it, you know, a chance. They're not gonna give it the time of day. They're just gonna go, I hate it. It got rid of what I loved, which kind of the same thing happened here with Dior Homme 2020, replacing the original version of Dior Homme. So in terms of note breakdown, this one has ginger off the top. It also has more of a woody scent profile compared to the original Why Le Parfum. So it has pine, for example, as one of the notes. Also has bergamot, geranium, balsam fir, and amber as well. Once again, really nice longevity. And to me, it just comes across as the slightly more grown-up version of Why Eau de Parfum. Why Eau de Parfum is gonna have more sweetness. So if you like that, then go for White EDP. Or I guess technically you could get both if you really, really love this style of fragrance and, you know, wear one for one occasion, one for the other. But yeah, like I said, a little bit less sweet, a little woodier, but still right in that Why wheelhouse. And then Scandal Le Parfum, it has the boring 3-note breakdown I was talking about earlier, so yay. Tonka, geranium, sandalwood, that's pretty much it, though it does still have a little bit of that caramel sweetness that the original Scandal has. And basically what I was talking about over here with Why Le Parfum carries over with this also. It's essentially the richer, more grown up, more put together version of the original Scandal. And like I've been talking about with most of these, the performance is great. Now I want to go with something completely different compared to most all of these over here. Reverie Aqua, this is by Zamaya, very, very cheap, very affordable. And this one is sort of a mix of Born in Roma Intense by Valentino. That's what this is going to remind you most of, but that with a little bit of Stronger With You mixed in. Stronger With You absolutely probably is what it's most similar to as far as that line goes, but that's what this is. So in terms of notes, you have lavender, you have vanilla, amber, chestnut, cardamom, cinnamon as well. I know the fragrance name is Reverie Aqua, so you're expecting this to be like an aquatic scent, you know, maybe like Aqua de Jo or something like that, but it's not close to that. Now it is going to be sweeter than pretty much everything else up here. So you do have to like sweetness in order to like this scent. But I think in terms of what you pay versus what you get, this stuff is amazing. And in the more modern sense of what masculine fragrances are, this absolutely is. Now we're gonna finish up with this and this. Armani Code, the Eau de Toilette, and Terre d'Hermès Eau Intense Vetiver. Nice. I had to put a Terre d'Hermès in here. Like, I have to do it. I feel like that line is one of the quintessential masculine designer lines. Terre d'Hermès Eau Intense Vetiver, keeping with the theme, a little bit more modern, more contemporary compared to the original Terre d'Hermès, which if you want to rock with the original, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. This one's gonna give you citrus, Sichuan pepper, and vetiver among other notes, and it takes away from me some of the flintiness, the earthiness that the original Terre d'Hermès has, which again is gonna bring it in feeling a little more modern for a lot of people, for better or worse. Once again, longevity, fantastic, and an amazing signature scent. That goes for the entire lineup. And then Code. Just good old Armani Code, the EDT. Obviously they changed up the bottle from when this was first released. I'm still not 100% sure if I like this new bottle more or less than the original bottle style. I think the original one had a little more character to it maybe, but this is okay too. Lavender, vanilla, kind of a leathery tone to it as well. A really good evening fragrance. Like everybody always has known that Armani Code is great for a night out, fall, winter, spring. But frankly, the Eau de Toilette, this. It is not a monster as far as projection goes and longevity as well. So you can actually pull this off during summer pretty easily, daytime or evening. And so it becomes something you can wear year round. And the nice blend of freshness and sweetness that this has makes it the type of scent that will pull attention more often than not. Now, if you've made it to the end, you deserve a giveaway, and I have one for you here. Gentleman Society 100 ml size bottle. It's not ombre, but it's still a nice, classy, refined men's scent. You hear it in there? So if you want to be entered in the giveaway for that, just like the video, be subscribed to the channel, leave me a comment. Let me know in the comment your go-to masculine fragrance. And it doesn't have to be something like, you know, Drakkar Noir, even though it should be. I'll pick a winner with random comment picker, post up on the post tab of the YouTube channel with a bunch of other winners. And if you are the winner, hit me up, I'll ship that out to you. Good luck. All right, guys, I want to thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.